I am going to out Rob of Daybreak, who is in the second row, and the rest. Rob has changed my life in two ways, and it started during COVID, really. One is that now everywhere I go, they go, Erin, oh, are you the Erin with the trail cam footage? And I go, I am. So otherwise that wouldn't happen. But the more important thing, Rob, and Rob knows this, part of what keeps me sane, part of my spiritual practice, if you will, is walking in the woods. And I love how much you dedicate your newsletter to beauty, nature, woods, celebrating what's amazing on the planet. And nothing can say it better than this. I'm going to read a quick poem, which has nothing to do with trail cams, but it's why I do this project, by Rosemary Traumer, by way of Stephanie. And then one day, while I read aloud to my husband the news and felt the widening hole in my heart, he raised his hand to quiet me. I followed his gaze out the window to see in the yard a small fluffy thing with black and white eye spots on its head. A northern pygmy owl beside our door, stout body slightly smaller than my fist. It turned its neck a full half circle to look at me with bright yellow eyes. In an instant, I shifted from disgust with the world to awe. Awe for this fierce, bespeckled miracle, this wonder of feather and beak and claw, this small being in the grass looking back at me as if to say, here is also the news. How surprising the world can be. How quickly, when I let it, amazement overwrites my fear and makes of the hole in my heart a home. So thank you for bringing us home, Rob, with every newsletter you publish, and how amazing, what beauty and little miracles it holds in it. Really appreciate that.
For those of you that don't know northern pygmy owls, they are not found here.
I know.
They are Rocky Mountain bird eaters.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so a few minutes on how this project came to be. And we're all over 60, so I remember it differently than Ted does, differently than Rob does. I'm like, wait.
And we're only talking about 4 years ago.
We're only talking about 4 years ago. But basically, I thought I had trail cams in the woods, which I did. And someone said, you should send that to Rob. And he published a couple that just had a sentence of his own about what was on the video. And then Ted said, I'm seeing other people's, but your stuff is so much better. We should team up and write about it. And Rob maybe will want to put it in his newsletter. So,
Which he did on a real regular basis every other Friday.
What do you remember, Rob?
My version is a little different. What I remember was that Ted was doing his pandemic blog, which ended up in the book. And that was getting really good response from readers. And it's possible I'd linked to one of your trail cam videos, but I said to Ted, there's got to be a way of like getting your voice, because you had stopped getting your voice in. And you said, well, there's this woman, Erin, who's doing these videos. Let's see if we can put something together. That's how I remember.
I'm going to trust your memory. Sounds accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of a blend.
It is a blend.
It is a blend.
Yeah. So a few things for those of you who are interested in putting a trail cam in the woods, a few words of wisdom. I now have 6, 4 that I've bought and 2 that were given to me from somebody's closets. They've gotten more beautiful. The quality has gotten more beautiful. I just happen to use Browning, but you can use anything. You don't need another subscription in your life. They will try to subscribe to you for $15 a month, and they will, with AI, send you. There's something that looks like a coyote in your woods right now. I vote for you don't get the subscription and you take a walk in the woods and you switch out the SD cards in your trail cam. You can get a locking one if it's public land and you don't want it stolen. If it's on your property, you don't have to do that. I just want to make one pitch though, if you haven't gone down this rabbit hole, like I said before, I'm now a believer in rechargeable lithium trail cams. You just buy a second battery for $29. And when you go for your walk, you switch out the SD card and you switch out the battery pack. They last forever because I have so many partially used batteries. I even have a voltage meter. Browning was telling me one of this 8 is gone bad and you've got to set this to 1.5. Can you imagine? I'm squatting in the wet snow trying to like do this to each battery and they're falling in the snow. It was a disaster. So anyway, I recommend rechargeable. I'm switching over one at a time, but they basically are this size. And my other tip is on all the YouTube videos, mostly of hunters, they're putting them up at eye level. Nope, put them down here by your knee because that's the eye level of most of the critters in our woods. So you put it down by your knee and you, where do you put it? Location, location, location. Most important thing. If you walk with your dog, watch where your dog smells, hangs out, and then hikes its leg and marks. That's a big billboard area. And then look for a tree that's about 6 to 8 feet from exactly where that happened. And then I have different settings if anyone wants to come up afterwards and see, but just things like I put it on video because Ted and I like behavior. That's more fun to comment on. And I put it on 20-second video, long range, infrared, 1 second delay between videos, quality, ultra. And I practice in my living room before I place it to make sure my settings are right. So, yeah, those were my main tips about, and my pitch for rechargeable batteries. So, what we thought we would do today is some of our, oh yeah.
The brand that you recommend, I mean, I realize you're not a pitch person, but it was Browning?
Browning, yeah.
Okay.
And the one that's the rechargeable one, oh, these names, the Browning Dark Ops, right? There's the Defender Pro Scout, there's Dark Ops, there's a million choices, but get one that's rechargeable. And I like it with the infrared because it doesn't tend to, my animals don't seem upset and flee when they see the infrared come on.
Well, you had a bear once that was gumming it.
It was gumming it. This one that I brought is cracked in the corner from being bitten.
How much
So-
are they, Erin?
$129 on sale, $159 not on sale. Mhm.
And how often do you have to change the SIM card and the battery?
You could leave it all summer if you want,
Oh,
especially with this lithium rechargeable, but you should walk more than
yeah,
once
yeah.
a summer. So I get about 2,000 videos a year. Videos a year,
Wow.
right? Now, sometimes it's a squirrel 10
Yeah.
times in a row, but a lot of times it's all different kinds of stuff. So I try to change it twice a week, I would say.
Aaron, does
So-
does this alert to your cell phone?
No, because I don't have a subscription, but it would if I did.
Because David does that.
Yeah.
His cell phone beeps.
Yes, you can spend yet another subscription if you want, and it will do that. And then you would know to go check it. Yeah, that would be the point. That would be a good point of that. Yeah. Yeah. Any other logistical questions before we show you some of our the greatest hits from the woods?
What size card do you put in there for memory card?
Anything,
Maybe
32,
32.
64, yeah. 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 I have extra old cards, Tom, if you need any. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So what we did is we pulled out like just a dozen of some fun videos, and then Ted would read what he wrote. Now, this first one we're gonna show you, okay, wait. Oh, there we go. Okay, right about here, you're gonna a vole, a mole vole. What do you think, Ted? It's gonna run fast and you're gonna see a barred owl drop. A shrew. The barred owl's gonna be busy killing it. You know, they hold it in their talons, grip it till it dies, and then they swallow it head first. But it's looking around nervously. Guess why? There's a red fox coming close. The owl is gonna abandon it, and then I had to splice two 20-second guys together. Then the red fox gets it. So
Wow.
yeah, so go ahead, Ted.
High drama.
Okay, it's tough out there in the woods.
All in the woods.
Barred owl hears the footfalls of a white-footed mouse, drops from a nearby tree, silent as fog, kills. Fox sees the whole thing. Frightened owl flees, leaves shrew behind. Food chain relationships seem so simple, so straightforward, so very logical. But no, only about 6% of predatory attacks result in a kill. In fact, the availability and vulnerability of prey control the survival of predators, not the other way around. Now, what's interesting about this is when I originally wrote this for Rob, I called it a mouse. When I see it on the big screen, I now know it's a short-tailed shrew.
For those of you who wanted to know, that's the kind of info Ted can come up with. So you guys, the way these get discussed and what Ted's going to comment on, there's a third person in this partnership, which is Charlie Berger. So I'm on my way to a Wednesday morning workout. Ted, quick, get on the Zoom. We got to figure out Friday for Rob. And Charlie and Ted start to talk and they nerd out about natural history, biology. Oh, I could talk about what kind of roughage deer eat all winter. I could talk about the Venus return that keeps their feet from freezing. Or anyway, they have a great time talking. And then Ted knows what he's going to write about. And I'm sending the video to Rob. It's a flurry, but that's how this usually happens.
Sometimes I tell you I'm writing about one thing and I write about another.
Well, that's happened too. That's happened too. All right, and the next one. Oh, the weasel in the woods. In the daytime. And it's moving slowly. This is very rare. It usually flies by the camera.
Really rare considering its heart beats about 800 times a minute.
Really?
Wow.
How?
It has to eat literally constant.
Wow.
Weasel in the woods. Of the three species of North American weasel, the longtail, Estella frenata, is the largest. Males are 18 inches long, including a 6.5-inch tail, and weigh about half a pound. In Vermont, females are half as heavy. Besides leopards in the Old World, mountain lions in the New World, and humans in both worlds, long-tailed weasels have the most extensive north-south distribution of any wild mammal. They dine on small rodents, rabbits, sometimes day-old piglets from southern Canada. And if any of you know resplendent quetzals, they are the principal predators in Costa Rica of resplendent quetzals.
It's tragic.
Erin or Ted, it's moving slowly, and you pointed out that that's unusual.
Yeah.
Is it looking for food? Is it
No.
scenting
No.
another weasel? Like what?
It's hard to say, but I'm sure it's hunting almost all the time it's awake. It doesn't, it doesn't lounge. It's either sleeping or hunting.
How does it go after the quetzals? Aren't they 6 feet up?
Climbs up a tree.
Okay.
They can climb. I mean, they're not as skilled as a pine marten, but they can go up a tree. And a defensive little bird in a nest is, it's like going grocery shopping. And up here, long-tailed weasels, not all of them turn white in the winter. Some remain brown. Where I grew up in Long Island, none turned white. They all were brown all winter long.
And they're called ermine.
Yes.
So, I mean, is there something different between those that turn white and those that don't?
The predictability of snow cover. It's just evolution. Owls prey on weasels. So if it's blending in, the better it blends in, the less likely it's going to get caught and eaten. Yeah, I once put a deer carcass out that Fish and Game gave me when I was still living in Thetford. And among the many things that were coming to the carcass was a long-tailed weasel, in winter brown. And while I was standing by my office window, a barn owl swooped down and caught it and flew off with her. And I didn't know the barn, it was not like the barn owl I've had around my house in White River. It was an unpredictable event and an unpredictable bird, and it shocked me.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, fox, red fox with a mouthful. So you'll see it as it runs across. It still manages to smell, even with its mouthful.
What's the date on that?
It's June.
Oh, it's 3 in fact.
And sorry, May 26th.
That's headed home with dinner. It's not easy to raise a family. Predators shop throughout the day, 24/7. You fry food in your mouth, the all-purpose receptacle, without the advantage of opposable thumbs or shoulder bags. Fox catches a mouse and puts it down, grabs a second, a third, returns home, jaw stretched, mouth crammed, kids deliriously hungry, dinner time meltdown. I remember the
Good. That's the fox. And then. Oh, this is the bobcat by daytime, which is such a treat to see. With birds on the woods. They are beautiful animals.
It's a red hot video.
Good.
Okay. New. And it's not something you often see. Bobcat controls the shadows, a crepuscular predator. A bobcat is rare, like finding a field of four-leaf clovers. 3 million years ago, Eurasian lynx crossed the Bering Land Bridge, eventually blinking out. Their descent, bobcat, Canada lynx.
And they're on the rise, right? Bobcat?
Yes. Fishes are on down, bobcats are up.
Is that a function of the predator, the food that's available?
Well, they do. I mean, they're all mesopredators, mid-sized predators. Fisher, bobcat, the foxes, and they're all competing. And I think if we live long enough, we would see oscillations in all of them. But we're just, in our short little human lifespan, we're just peeking into one of them, the one bump.
Porcupine. Love these guys. Which fish are eat? Right? Look at them.
The Great American Interchange is not a fusion name. Take the biota of North and South America. For eons, South America remained splendidly isolated, an island continent with its own strange mystery. When the Isthmus of Panama rose out of the ocean 20 billion years ago, the Great American Interchange began. More than half of South American mammals have North American roots. Llamas, cats, tapirs, raccoons, bears, dogs, weasels. 3 South American mammals survived the north. The porcupine.
What are the other two?
Yeah, the opossum's another one, armadillo's the third one. I thought we were doing possum.
Oh, we are. They're coming up. Okay. Oh, this is the first time I think, oh, besides the barred owl and the red fox, the second time that I spliced a video. So it showed just marking on the same spot, starting with the red fox. Look at him rubbing his head and his open mouth, saliva on this rock, and then marking.
Do we know if it's the same fox that was shopping around for food in its mouth
I
before?
don't know. Yeah, maybe Mary Holland would spot that. I would like that. And then the gray fox, which is now in Mount Sinai, all on the same spot. Hmm.
They don't miss a thing.
No. That one, that hair show. I like that camera. Yeah.
If we live long enough, we might see wolves come up next.
Mhm.
Silent debate. Scent may be a forgotten language, but it's the lingua franca of canids. Foxes and coyotes, horses with nose know exactly who's healthy, who's not. Urine lasts 2 days, face rubbing for 20 minutes. A good rub shortens the life expectancy of urine and weakens the message. In the case of foxes, they weaken coyotes more dominantly too. And out of note,
November is a busy time for a trail cam. PS. A lot happens in the woods in November. Oh, this is cool. I learned how to slow the video down. So the first time you see, look at this tree right here. There's a gray fox right here, and they can climb trees because of how the bones in their wrist can twist, right? So it's going to go up this tree and then back down. And then I'm going to show it a second time in slow mo.
and
Make
it's
it sort of
semi-retractable claws, just like cats.
yeah. No, slow mo.
So what's more?
It's nervous about something. Oh, they'd go up the tree for protection.
Yeah, they would escape coyotes. I don't think they have to tree unless it's a bird nest. They would get away from things running up the tree.
So you guys, this is a moment where my trail cam just got lucky. Did I place it in a good place? Yes, they're well placed in terms of bulletin board areas, but what are the odds that a gray fox is going to run up a snag tree right in front of your camera? Very, very low. So that was really cool to see. Very cool.
Yeah. You wouldn't mistake a gray fox for a gray squirrel. You wouldn't mistake it for a red fox. Short legs, compact body, and it climbs trees. Back legs, powerful climb, semi-retractable claws, and rotating forearms help. Gray foxes don't head down the trunk like a squirrel and fisher. They back down while shooting down the post.
Cool. Oh, here's the fisher, which we love. We love seeing the fisher. And this one's moving slowly, which is why I included it. Also not as typical. It's like the weasel. It's usually faster. But you get a good look at him. This was in January before it had dumped a bunch of snow. The new is big. Ted, how big? Like
Males can get 6 or 7 pounds. Record. Females are half the size of the male.
yeah, cool. I love that.
Vermont was nearly treeless by the Civil War, and fishing were nearly gone. They blinked out before the 20th century. Then, between 1959 and 1967, the heart of the maturing woodland, Vermont reintroduced 124 fishers from Maine. The rest, as they say, is history. Frenetic hunters and large semi-arboreal weasels, eat squirrels, mice, muskrats, apples, raspberries, acorns, fawns, raccoons, fox kits, and occasionally and very successfully porcupines, which was why they were brought back in the first place.
Erin,
Yeah.
do they do as much scenting and leaving their marks all over as like foxes do?
Yeah.
They
The
do,
family they belong to is what called Mustelidans
Yes.
because of their scent glands are so powerful.
right, and they have anal scent guys,
Yes.
don't they? Yeah.
They don't squirt like a skunk, but they
Yeah.
mark everywhere.
Woodchuck. Had to do the woodchuck. Right. It's a short video. It's fine.
How much wood could a woodchuck have? Very burrows run 6 feet deep and up to 14 feet long, have a separate toilet and den, and when abandoned, become the home to fox, coyote, skunk, weasel, otter, and cottontail. The woodchuck is a ground squirrel, one of 14 species of marmots. Not everyone likes woodchucks. In 1883, the New Hampshire Legislative Woodchuck Committee claimed the woodchuck, despite its deformities both of mind and body, is not only a nuisance, but also a bore. Only if February 2nd is cloudy.
Right. 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 Okay. Coyote voices, we'll see if this works. Now, here's what happened with this. The audio of this one camera that where these guys were close was screwy, but I could hear a faint audio. And when I went and got that chip, the other coyotes singing were right by that camera. So I had a techie friend help me splice the audio of the up the hill camera right with this camera. So you can see they're part of the same pack. It was a group of 5 that was hanging out, which is rare for coyotes to pack up. In New England, the coyotes have some wolf DNA in them and some dog. And this packing up, and they're bigger than Arizona coyotes. Their behavior, this packing up might be some of their wolf DNA. If Ted nods, then maybe it's true. Okay, so see if you can hear this.
Boy, they're beautiful. Wolves are much deeper.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Very. I was like, darn, the audio screwed up. What happened? And my friend said, we can fix this. So that was cool.
Erin?
Yeah.
Excuse me, I think when you're playing the videos while Ted is speaking, for the people on Zoom, the sound of the video is interfering with this reading. We're just
Okay.
getting this feedback. So maybe play it beforehand and then after, but not
Yeah, this
while
is the
this
only
reading.
one with audio. We'll play it one
But I
more
mean,
time.
even the others, there's like footfall and bird song, and it might be interfering with the audio for people on Zoom.
Oh, good point.
So maybe video, Ted, video.
Thank you, Jared.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
better. Okay.
For Aztecs, the small wolf was coyote, the barking dog. Dark as dusk and half the size of a timber wolf, coyotes speak in tongues, an emotional language establishing geographic positions and setting auditory boundaries. Wails, yelps, barks, yips, whines, huffs, woofs, yaps, snorts, hisses, and the charismatic and proverbial howl, the haunting. Coyotes pushed beyond the desert Southwest in the past 500 years, coast to coast and north to south, Alaska to the Everglades. Like the Pilgrims, coyotes arrived in New England and flourished.
And bred with wolves, dogs, whatever, canids. All right, here's a red fox. Oh, this is the yoga video.
Oh, yeah.
Yoga, anyone? Stretching and yawning arouse the central nervous system, increase blood flow and blood pressure, contract and lengthen the neck muscles and back, loosen stiff joints, and signal social status. An involuntary process called pendiculation, or SYS, stretching and yawning syndrome, is nature's best reset button. Foxes do it 40 or more times daily, maintaining pronounced cycles of rest and inactivity. The original downward dog. I'll try remembering the fox this afternoon. Yes.
Red fox are so beautiful, that red during the. Okay, skunks. We love our skunks. September.
Distance, yes. That's a ninja. Mammalian stripes evolved for many reasons, including concealment, notification, and to thwart biting flies. Dark vertical lines hide tigers in plain sight in the marshes of India. Disease-carrying horseflies dislike landing on zebras. A badger's facial stripes direct you toward a competent set of teeth. And of course, the skunk stripes lead you down to a pair of perianal glands, which deliver an oily, revolting mist up to 15 feet. 1 in 1,000 humans can't smell skunk. I'm not one of them.
And then, oh, black bear's noses.
I would guess it smelled Erin's handling of that camera. It's no way its nose.
And another time it bit here. This is cracked. Yeah.
So Erin, that light that's on there at night, does it just come on when it sees movement?
Yeah, that's the infrared.
I see.
And it's on long setting, but look how far.
Well, yeah,
It
it
lights
looks
up.
so light.
It's amazing how
Yeah.
light. I agree.
What the nose knows. Footfalls and brittle leaves, like childhood cereal, snap, crackle, pop. Then snow, graceful and soft, dims the sound, compromising hearing. But black bear, unaffected, reads the world with a 9-inch nose. Eyes and ears, mere accessories. Bears possess a remarkable sense of smell, exceeded only by that of African elephants. A black bear's olfactory bulb is 5 times the size of ours. Its sense of smell is 2,000 times better, 7 times better than a bloodhound. Memory-conscious black bear smells black oil sunflower seeds a mile away, farther if the wind is right.
Think about that next time you go, I don't need to bring in the bird feeders down. Play. That's amazing. We have only 2 more left, so we're almost through what we were going to show you. Oh, here's our post. In January, That's just wrong. How do you think he was up in January?
There's not a lot of snow.
31 degrees.
Why? This hasn't been opossum weather, not even close. Opossums don't bulk up like bears and raccoons. No robes or subcutaneous fat. When the temperature dips below 19 degrees, they burn irreplaceable calories and often suffer frostbite. Furless ears stick out like windsocks. Long naked tails are frequently amputated by cold. What's an opossum to do? Take refuge in our sheds, basements, and attics. We become innkeepers. Suburban opossums are more apt to survive in sub-zero weather than their wild counterparts.
Makes sense.
We do have one question from Zoom.
Yeah.
Do you do anything to remove or reduce your scent when placing a camera?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's why the bear was nosing the camera.
If I were doing this science experiment, I'm sure you would set it up with gloves, you know, and your hair tied back and do what you could. But yeah,
They must know you and your scent now.
right?
They must
Some
be
of the
named
regulars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the regulars must. Yeah.
Aaron's Bar and Grill.
Yeah. Oh, this was a cool one for marking. Oh, speaking of billboards, tree. Oh,
Yes.
so that's 3 different visitations in the same week. I think 2 different bears. Yeah, just took apart this snag, right?
Yeah.
With biting it, clawing it.
And it doesn't have an itchy back, it's marking. That's scent, it's placing scent.
And hair, some of its hair. If you look sideways at the bark, you can see hairs. Yeah.
Black bears, curious, itinerant, solitary except for sow and cubs, and at significant food sources. Overlapping home ranges, however, favor communication, a chatty mammal that spreads the day's news in a very unchatty manner. Deliberate chemical signals, leaves its scent on a tree, rubbing its back, cheeks, head, in an erasable, weather-dependent message that may last for days and weeks, primarily authored during the day.
Yeah. So you guys look at all this green in this picture. It's coming. Hang in there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
What sort of interest would dogs show with those scattered rocks?
Oh, that smelling, hiking their own leg or marking. So great bulletin boards are the stump of a tree, rocks. It can even be a fern, but that's not likely going to be many overused. It would be, yeah, a down log. Yeah. Yeah.
We have another question from Zoom. In the Upper Valley, when do bears become active again this time of the year, or are they already active?
It varies year by year based on the weather. They could be out in December or January if you've got a warm spell, because they don't hibernate like woodchucks where they go to sleep for 6 months and don't stir. They wake up, they have brown fat, it wakes them up. They move around and they can go out and forage when it's at temperatures like this. I mean, I'll bring my bird feeders in tonight if they're still up.
It's called torpor, right? Yeah, yeah, if it's still up.
We have another question
Yeah.
actually about those rocks. Someone is asking, do animals frequently mark on rocks and stumps? Is that why you place the camera in line with those rocks?
Yes, absolutely. Good question. Yeah, that's why I picked that spot, because every time we walked by, oh, I didn't say this. Not only are there a pile of rocks right here, it's also on the edge, the northern edge of the field, our apple orchard field. So it's called, Sue Morse talks about the edge effect, that animals want to be sheltered, but they also want the view of what's out in the field that they could eat. So they often walk just inside the tree line around the edge of the field. And that's exactly where that pile of rocks are. So it's a perfect intersection.
And also, don't you, when you have dead animals, put them out in
A
front of
couple
some.
times I found roadkill, like a squirrel, recent roadkill, and a few times I had a dead mouse from my basement.
Right, you put
Um,
them out there.
put it out anywhere, but
Once you
That's
get one
rare.
animal to mark, then you have a great chance of getting the next thing that comes
Right.
through. Then it's repetitive.
Right.
yeah, yeah. All right, I think we have one more. Oh, yeah. This is one of my favorite, and this, I have not seen this buck, you guys, since this video. Rob published it the Friday before the end of hunting season. So I don't know if I contributed to its demise. We don't, we have posted property. I don't know, or if it just is older, or if it's become somebody's freezer food. And it's oh my God, it's so creepy. Isn't he beautiful?
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
What was he doing that for?
He's in rut,
Meeting.
so he's calling
He's calling.
for females.
He's saying.
But isn't he gorgeous?
Yeah.
And he jumped right over the log, right toward the camera. It's like,
The size of a whitetail's antler is a function of genetics and mutation, not age, and nutrition. Boone and Crockett Club, founded in 1887 by Theodore Roosevelt, promotes wildlife conservation and game hunting. The club records trophy deer by an arcane scoring system and acknowledged antler words: beam, burr, brow-tine, bay-tine, tray-tine, and points. Each projection on an antler over an inch long is a tine or a point. Erin's buck, 10 points. Vermont state record, 12 points. New Hampshire state record, 27 points.
Oh my God.
World, 30 points.
Wow.
that's amazing, right? So that's the last video that we have of this sort of greatest hits. Yeah,
Could we
Paula.
see that again? He was like, yeah, he asked, could we see that again,
Oh yeah,
please?
yeah.
Sounds like it ain't something to disagree with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's before we turn it over to Promise of Sunrise, do you guys all know this amazing poem, The Piece of Wild Things by Wendell Berry?
Mhm.
If you don't, try to memorize this poem, because this is a keeper. It's not long, but it gets it just right. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake at night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lay down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. And for a time, I enter the peace of the world and am free. Right? Yeah, that's why we do this. So.
He was Liddy's teacher at the University of Kentucky.
Lucky Lenny, lucky Lenny. So Ted, go ahead.
So if we take this back to May of 2020, we're a month and a half into COVID, and this will lead all the way to Erin and I working together, starting in whatever it was, 2022, 2023.
4 years.
February
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah, I had just gotten back from Costa Rica, and COVID was so far out of my sight line in Costa Rica, and I came home, and I more or less lived for 18 months. And I was in an empty house, and to keep myself afloat every day, I walked my dogs 3/4 of a mile down to a pond and watched a wetland, and came back and started writing about it and posting it. And a friend of mine that is a good friend of Rob's suggested that I get in touch with Rob, and maybe Daybreak would like to use this. And Daybreak wanted to use it, but they couldn't use it unless I put it on Substack, which I had never heard of. And I had to get Susan Appel literally to hold my hand electronically and get me on there. I still don't know how she did it, but so once I was on Substack, it gave Rob an option, because I wrote every day for 526 days to use this. And then I stopped to work on this, the eventual book that became The Promise of Sunrise, Finding Solace in a Broken World. And Erin and I got together with Rob to do this every other week. I'm writing this Substack again. It now goes by another name. I have to think what it is. Another Morning in Paradise. But so working in Substack is the reason the book came to be, and eventually Erin and I joined the family at Daybreak on a reasonably regular basis. So I'm going to read you one piece from this book. It's a journal. It's meant to be read in small pieces. It's pretty dense, and I condensed days. There's not 526 entries. I condensed days. I jettisoned days, and I folded more about my life, both growing up and the loss of my beloved wife, Winnie, 26 years ago to breast cancer. It all sort of works its way in there. They're raising children in Thetford Center. So anyway, the day I'm going to read is close to this day. It's day 352, the 4th of March, 2021. And every one of the entries starts with a quotation. And I am an inveterate saver of quotations. I have them on note cards and piles and drawers. This is from Robertson Jeffers. The lifespan of a particular plant or animal appears not as a drama, complete unto itself, but only as a brief interlude in a panorama of endless change. 6 a.m., sunrise 2 minutes earlier than yesterday, 24 degrees, wind northwest, 6 miles an hour, sky, unlidded half moon, bright as polished silver, slightly west of center, alone in blue simplicity. A short wall of lavender gray clouds hugs the horizon east to west on the move, disassociating and enlivening. An atmospheric chameleon. Lavender becomes pink, gray becomes white. Permanent streams. Otter follow the lower stream out of the marsh under the road, Up the valley's eastern wall, paired prints much larger than a mink show webbing, long, muscular steerage tail, followed feet uphill. Cut into the snow like dragging a stick. With little to fear of the night, the otter completed an unhurried, unharried ascent. Wetlands. Broken clouds sail east, still suggesting pink. The serpentine drainage path of the marsh visibly dents the snow like the tail drag of a gargantuan otter. From inside the far shore of pileated drums, lights tempo. Cry of a companionless jay, pond, coyote, and fox tracks. Full of surprise, a bleak marsh comes to life, suddenly. While the dogs sit on the edge of the road, preoccupied with treats, Bobcat walks through the alders 30 feet away. Silent feet, coat of twilight, face like a soiled, fraying softball, sideburns flare, ears straight up, searchlight eyes, mustard-colored and shaded by vertical pupils, the original cat's eye marbles. A solitary wildcat keeps his own company, never looks up. Unintentionally, the bobcat turns the day joyous. I whisper, Bobcat. Not waiting to fracture the moment, I never lift my binoculars. I just watch and breathe. Bobcat walks smoothly and effortlessly through the alders, into the cattails, across the narrow south end of the marsh, never looks back. Vanishing into the reeds like a hallucination. I'm ghosted. Drumming pileated jars me out of feline delirium. Jays gossip, crows converse, titmice and chickadees whistle, hairy woodpecker drums, and me, still lost in a bobcat moment, the morning's embellishment.
You gotta ask, your dogs didn't see the bobcat?
Not at all.
That's crazy.
Two German shepherds, 120 and 130 pounds, lying at my feet eating biscuits, and the bobcat's walking, I don't know, 20, 30 feet away just below us.
Wow. That would have been cool to see.
Wow. Yeah, I walked this 526 times. That's the one and only time that happened.
Sure.
You just never know.
Yeah.
Which is a fun thing about these trail cams, because you can be at home eating a bowl of ice cream. The camera will see it for you.
Yeah, yeah. So Ted's book is for sale in the back of the room, Still North Books. Thank you guys for coming and doing this. And yeah, any questions, any other comments?
So without giving away your, go.
No. Oh, Jared.
A person on Zoom is asking, how do we inspire the next generation to find so much meaning being outdoors in the woods?
Take your grandkids and your children out. Take their friends out.
And leave the screens at home.
Don't give your kids a phone.
Just get them used to it.
Yeah.
Like, I think those of us that are baby boomers, we did go camping and we went to the national parks. We all piled into the station wagons and we made it. And those imprint moments, I think, fuel your behavior later in life.
I have two grandkids, age 5 and 3, and my daughter-in-law and son take them camping. And it's, I mean, they're gonna have cell phones. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
unless cell phones somehow disappear. But they love to get on their hands and knees and follow snakes and lines of ants. And at a young age, it's addicting, absolutely addicting. I grew up in suburban Long Island. I can tell you, I found toads in my parents' window wells when I was 3 and 4 years old. That started it all.
Yeah.
I think kids resonate with wild things.
But Jared, it's a great question because I probably don't share enough with my 9 nephews and nieces how much this means to me. And I need to do that. Yeah, I need to do that. Yeah.
Oh, I've found it very strange how dogs will miss creatures. I was walking in our woods and 2 coyotes walked right by me within 5 feet. The dogs were about 30 feet away, 35 feet away, and they never noticed the coyotes.
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa. Interesting.
Just everything.
Yeah. Yeah, in the back.
Hey, could you talk a little bit about, I see you used a lot of video versus still and what you would maybe recommend?
People, if you just want to see what was in the woods, just the stills are fine.
Okay,
And that would be a setting in the trail cam.
okay,
I like behavior,
Okay.
so I only do video. I don't do the picture at all. In fact, if it does a picture and then a video, because they're fancy now, they can do one of each.
Mhm.
But taking the picture slows down the video, so maybe the picture's centered, but then the animal's halfway out of the frame when the video starts. So I don't even do a picture.
so, and for your, just on your setting, like, can you explain, you had the infrared or like, what did you? do to
Yeah,
get
it's
the
a
nighttime
setting
Look so good,
on your camera.
okay,
When you go through the menu to set it up. Then put it in your living room if you have a dog or a cat overnight. Just leave it
Yeah.
and check what you got in the morning. If it behaved the way you want it to before you schlep out and figure out what tree to put it on.
yeah, you have to go get your desk, like.
The
there's no
SD card, yeah.
technology That you can be like camera out there in the woods and you're like, oh, fair to sort of, like, there's no Wi-Fi or anything. Like,
If you have the subscription, you can look at it on your camera.
okay.
But I don't.
You set it
Yeah.
up in your living room. You
Oh,
might
yeah,
learn-
yeah, yeah.
You might learn things like your dog, you know.
Right, that's true. Where it marked. So it was like, yeah, no. Yeah, leave it.
So, you said you have 6 cameras
I do.
and they are constantly going.
Yes.
So like within 1 week or 1 month, how many occurrences would you have, of some footage?
I'm probably keeping 2,000 a year that are keepers. So I'm probably looking at 6,000 a year and
Wow.
throwing the others out. I know.
From 5 cameras. or-
Yeah,
From,
That's
from all.
That's 20 a day.
That's 20 a day. Yeah.
But some cameras will be hotspots and some
That's right.
will not perform.
Right.
So
Oh, here's another point. Don't put it perpendicular to a trail. Animals will use our trails. They don't want to work any harder than they have to. If we have a trail, they're going to use it. So don't put it perpendicular or you'll just get this on the video. Angle it so you can see it coming or going along the trail. If that's one of the conditions. Yeah. Yeah. Robin,
Is it filming the whole time or is it filming when it?
motion
Movement.
sense, only when it
Oh,
senses motion.
okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, the batteries wouldn't last at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's motion activated. Mm-hmm.
Our Hartford Conservation Department wants to get a handle on what species of mammals live in the Hurricane Town Forest off of Reservoir Road. And Erin joined the Conservation Commission one night to talk about what she's just talking about now. Conservation Commission in Hartford is committed to setting these up.
Oh, good.
Good to have something. I took my children to the conservation camp in Hartford when they were young and they absolutely loved it. It was a summer camp.
Oh, fun.
They're outdoor people.
They are.
Cool.
That's cool. Yeah. Good. All right. Anything else? Nothing on Zoom? All right. Well, thank you, everybody.